Level of self-reflection where they start to question that. So that's a big part of it. You know, you need to, and maybe that's the wrong way to word it. I would certainly recommend or lead you to writing out on a piece of paper, what is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you bring to the table? What are your great attributes? I think we're really good at having that self-talk and constantly telling us what we're not good at, or what we don't think we're good at, or what we're lacking, or again, who do we think we are, when we forget about all those great attributes, all those great skill sets that you bring to the table that are unique to you. There's so many things that are beautiful and unique to you that no one else has. So yeah, you may not have this type of voice, or you may not have this type of look, or you may not have this type of energy, you may not have this type of knowledge or expertise in this field, but trust me, there's something that you have that's far greater or superior than anyone else out there. You need to find out what that is, you need to write that down, and you need to draw strength on it. So one of those things that holds us back is that self-reflection. That's number one. Number two, it's your mission, it's your vision. So like I just said, what is it that you're trying to accomplish? I think a lot of people, and I've been there, so I don't mean to speak as somebody as an authority that's pointing my finger at you, because I certainly don't. But I know there were times in my life where I was kicking the can. You know, you get held up with the idea that, well, I'm just getting up in the morning, and you're stuck in that routine. You know, I go to the office, I work and adjust people. Not that you don't love it, not that you don't care about it, not that it's something that isn't a passion for you, but you know, what is it that you're ultimately trying to get done? What is it that you're ultimately trying to achieve? And if you can create a vision that's bigger than you as an individual, it makes it a lot easier to overcome the monotony, if you will, or I think certainly the challenges and minute failures and so forth that we all will embrace, that we're all going to have to overcome. You know, I've read a lot of books about mentoring and leadership, and I've had the opportunity to know so many people that were great leaders, and I've read many of their words, and you find out in their words that life is a cruel taskmaster. You know, a great book, The Alchemist, discusses the journey of alchemy, the journey of becoming the master, if you will, that could turn lead into gold. If we use that as a metaphor in our life, what we're really identifying is that the lead are the challenges of our life, and the gold is bringing forth to fruition or manifesting and creating something wonderful. You know, so your vision should be something wonderful, and you're going to have those skill sets, you're going to have those tasks that you're going to have to master. And as you master them, you get to a better place, right? I think we've all had that. And then you can look back and go, wow, I can't believe how lousy I was, or how scared I was, or how I felt about myself at that point versus now, and how I'm capable of achieving, you know, just so much more, which you are. You're capable of achieving so much more. The last point I want to make is that of making yourself not just humble, but vulnerable. I think what happens is nobody likes to get rejected. You know, nobody wants somebody to tell them no. I mean, I always like to use examples when we coach about relationships, for example. I mean, if you really like someone or care about somebody, find somebody to be attractive or beautiful in every way, not just physically but internally, and you want to spend time with them, maybe on a relationship standpoint, romantic level, and you build up the courage, and then no, I don't feel that way. You hear about the friend zone or something. That level of rejection is really difficult. So what we do in an effort to protect ourselves is we don't go for it. We don't go there. Now that's just an example of relationship, but you could have that example with a patient in your practice, right? Or you could have that example could be applied to a situation in your life, or something that you want to do. Maybe you want to go on a trip somewhere, but you've never traveled, in that distance, and so you come up with reasons. You make yourself busy. You don't even know you're doing it sometimes, and you self-create. I think a lot of times when we're with people face to face and we're discussing what chiropractic is, we bridle back, we hold back, we don't want to make ourselves vulnerable, so we meet them on their level, and then we start to try to appease them on what they know so that we're less likely to be rejected. And because it hurts to be rejected by anybody. But I will tell you that the greatest leaders, and you are certainly the potential of a great leader, we all are, right? You are going to be at your best, just like the greatest leaders, when you stick to that principle, something that you know to be true, something that you honor to be true, something you honor to be accurate. And when you look at what chiropractic is and the philosophy that it offers, the metaphysics that it offers, the science, the art that it applies, if you could share that, even on some level, and then couple that certainly in healthcare, you're going to find that not only will people come to you to, certainly feel better, right? Because BJ said, chiropractic, part of our success is our results, right? But also, because you're speaking at a level that's a place of achievement in the understanding and the paradigm of health and where health really comes from and where health resides from, you will be a leader. You will lead people to that higher place. If you don't have that conversation, you never will. And one of the reasons we don't is that of rejection. So you see this big split in chiropractic. You got mechanistic, and then you got the vitalistic, right? You'll see that in Darwinian type of discussions, right? You've got people that are really stuck in the mechanistic viewpoint of what Darwin and evolution is, and then you've got new science that's been out since really the early 2000s that are showing just the mathematical probability of being rigid in how Darwin explained evolution is not possible. It doesn't work that way. Yet you have so many people stuck in the dogma of that they won't even allow us to have the discussion. One of the strengths that we have in chiropractic is the diversity. When you read stories of D.D. Palmer and you read stories of B.J. Palmer, they sat around a table and they would debate and argue with passion and fervor, and they would bring forth ideas to create and clarify and purge what wasn't useful and what was useful with chiropractic. We need to do that as well. We need debate and discussion is great, but unfortunately we've gotten to the point where you can't even have a dissenting opinion versus somebody else's dogma, because not only does your opinion not, in my opinion, hold water, and we're going to attack that, but now we're going to attack the person. You personally are going to be heavily attacked, and that's like attacking your brother. There's an Indian proverb that says that no tree is so foolish as to have branches to fight amongst themselves. Yet we're that foolish tree. We're a tree that has individual branches. Remember, we're all individuals, yet the branches fight amongst themselves. And who suffers is the people that we aspire to care for. I mean, in the end, that's who's suffering. So when we look at that, what's holding you back, we have to look at our confidence, we have to look at our vision, we have to be willing to be vulnerable, and we have to realize that we're fighting for and leading people towards a vision much greater than ourselves. And the skill sets that are necessary to do that, the best thing is, in my opinion, is to work with a mentor. I worked with mentors many times throughout the years of early practice and still do to this day, and I would certainly encourage you to look towards a mentor. You know, Tony Robbins always said, if you want to be successful in all areas of your life, then model those people that are already successful. So it would be an honor for you to attend one of our events. Chiropassion Consulting's a part of chiropractic and its evolution, if you will, towards successful chiropractors. That's what our vision is. We want to have thousands of chiropractors that are successful and confident and able to communicate what we do as chiropractors. And the help I have is through Dr. Otto Jenke and Dr. Peter Lombardi and myself are really focused on bringing you not only the coaching necessary to overcome those personal challenges that many of us face, but also how do you set up your office and what are the logistics and what about paperwork and billing and coding and compliance and all those other things that are really important that are part of your day-to-day practice. How do you lay out your office and how do you communicate chiropractic to the masses, and how do you communicate chiropractic and its necessity for infants and children, let alone seniors, and what's wellness care and how do you define it and how do you apply it and how do you handle the financial aspects of your office and all of that stuff. Not to mention the camaraderie and the ability you have to be around like-minded chiropractors so that we can all draw strength from each other to create massive success for our communities. Because in the end, not only will you be a win, if you will, benefit, but your community is a huge benefit. It's a huge win. The more successful you are, the healthier your community is because they're getting chiropractic care for the benefit of really reconnecting the nervous system, a greater level of integrity in the nervous system, which always leads to better health. I mean, I think we could all gather around that the healthier spine and nervous system is, the healthier your body is. And the healthier your child's spine and nervous system is at birth, the healthier they will be throughout an entire lifetime. So, guys, check us out, chiropassionconsulting.com. This has been Dr. Joe Borio. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today. Have a great week, sir. Thanks for loving what I love. Hopefully I'll see you at one of our events. In the meantime, talk to you guys next week.
Best friend gave me the best advice.